What is up guys, it's your boy Solam here and welcome back to another class overview video series, in my video series where we talk about every single class in a seasonal discovery, and today we are covering my main class, or what I'm intending to be my main, and that is the Warlock class in Classic WoW Season of Discovery. In this video we'll go through every single brand new ability, basically all the class runes for the Warlock class, talking about the fact that Warlocks can tank. How insane is that? Warlocks being able to tank, I haven't really seen that before, even though like if you go back to TBC, or even Wrath, or maybe certain boss fights in Classic WoW, you did in fact have Warlock tanks. So I feel like the actual class fantasy here is just building on the fact that Warlocks have been tanking certain boss fights in the past, and you know what, I really have enjoyed watching the Warlock tanking gameplay so far. I haven't played it myself, but it looks absolutely fantastic, and not only does tank Warlocks look fantastic, like every single Warlock spec is looking so good, and I actually think Destro looks really fun, so I might not even be tanking as a main, but I definitely want to try out the tanking spec, but Destro looks really good. So with that being said, the quick intro of me being hyped for playing a Warlock once again. I am a Warlock main, so it's fun to see like Warlocks doing this much stuff, and even though I just played a Warlock in hardcore, and even I'm playing one in Wrath, I still am hyped to play a Warlock again. So with that being said, let's take a look at all of the brand new runes coming for Warlocks in Classic WoW Season of Discovery, which is coming very soon. So here we go boys. First of all, we have the chest runes. These are kind of cool. First of all, you have Soul Siphon, increasing the amount drained by your Drain Life and Drain Soul spells by an additional 6% for every single one of your Warlock Shadow effects afflicting the target, up to a maximum of 18% additional effect. Then you have Demonic Tactics, increasing the melee and spell critical strike chance of you and your pet by 10%, and my favorite, Lake of Fire. Rain of Fire also leaves a Lake of Fire on the ground that increases all fire damage you deal and your demon pet deals to affected enemies by 40% for 15 seconds. If you just see that one, the 40% increased fire damage, like there's so many things you can build off this. There's like so many combos you can deal to deal massive damage. Then you have Master Channeler, who I almost messed that one up. Your Drain Life, actually I did mess that one up. Your Drain Life is no longer channeled, lasts 15 seconds with a 15-second cooldown, costs 100% more mana, and heals you for 50% more each time it deals damage. And then we have the leg runes, and trust me, they just keep getting better and better and better every single time. So here we have Incinerate. First of all, burn your enemy for X amount of damage and increase all fire damage you deal by 25% for the next 15 seconds. So referring back to the fact that the last one, like first of all Incinerate, increasing all fire damage you deal by 25%, then you have Lake of Fire, increasing damage they take by 40%. Do you see the pattern that I'm seeing here? That is a massive amount of like combos you can put up. So Incinerate once again, really good. Demonic Pact, your pet critical strike, apply the Demonic Pact effect to your party members for 45 seconds. Demonic Pact increases spell damage and healing by 10% of your spell damage, or level divided by 2, whichever one of those is higher. So does not work on subjugated demons. Everlasting Affliction, Drain Life, Drain Soul, Shadow Bolt, Shadow Cleave, Sharing Pain, Incinerate, and Haunt refresh the duration of your corruption on the target back to its maximum duration, basically giving you permanent uptime on corruption. And then you have Demonic Grace, Surge with Fell Energy, increasing your pets and your own dodge chance by 30%, and your chance to critically strike with all attacks is also increased by 30%. That is insane, and lasts for 6 seconds, so really good tanking right there. And with that being said, let's take a look at the most insane ones, the Glover runes. Starting off from the right here, we have Metamorphosis, the actual tank rune, the big tank rune that everyone is talking about. Transform into a demon, increasing armor by 500%, reducing the chance you'll be critically hit by 6%, increasing your threat by 100%, increasing mana gained from life tap by 100%, transforming the functionality of some of your abilities, and granting some new ones. First of all, Searing Pain is now instant, and Searing Pain is a high threat ability. Shadow Bolt becomes Shadow Cleave, a shadow melee attack that hits up to 3 nearby enemies, but has a 6-second cooldown. Then you have Curse of Recklessness is now a taunt, and taunts the target to attack you for 3 seconds, but gains a 3-second or 10-second cooldown, and the range is reduced to melee, so it's a 10-second cooldown taunt. Then you have Demonic Charge, a brand new ability, charge an enemy and stun it for 1 second, cannot be used in combat. Then you have Demonic Howl, forces all enemies to focus attack on you for 6 seconds. Doesn't really say anything about a cooldown on that one, that's kind of interesting. And then you have Shadowbolt Valley. Your Shadowbolt now strikes up to 5 targets within a chain distance of 10 yards, but for 20 reduced damage. It doesn't say 20%, only 20, so we'll see about that one. Then you have Haunt, you might be familiar with this, but either way, unleash a ghostly soul on the enemy, dealing X amount of damage and increasing all shadow damage over time that you deal to the target by 20%. When the Haunt ends or is dispelled, you'll be healed for all of the damage it dealt to your target. And here we go. Chaos Bolt sends a bolt of chaotic fire at the enemy, dealing X amount of fire damage, and Chaos Bolt always hits, cannot be resisted, and its knowledge causes all of your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects. So, think about the combos you can deal, which we'll talk about in just a second here, but let's talk about some suggested combos for certain abilities or certain runes. First of all, we have the tanking one. This one is kind of obvious. You need to have Metamorphosis, and you also need to have Demonic Grace. Master Channeler, this one could be swapped out for something else if you really want to, but having that self-heal is absolutely fantastic. Your drain life is no longer channeled, so you just put it up as a dot basically. It costs more mana, but also heals you for more every single time, and deals damage as well. So not only are you tanking, but you're also self-sustaining by healing yourself at the same time. With the tanking runes covered, we can also talk about Destruction, and here we have the massive combo that I've been talking about. Incinerate increases all fire damage you deal by 25%, Lake of Fire increases the damage they take by 40%, so imagine you put up a Lake of Fire first, then Incinerate, and then you spam Chaos Bolts, or you can use one Chaos Bolt and then go back to using Incinerate. That one Chaos Bolt is going to absolutely obliterate, and if you can somehow get this one off in PvP, I'm betting that one Chaos Bolt will actually one-shot, like literally one-shot, so that could be absolutely insane. Just Lake of Fire into Incinerate, into Chaos Bolt, into another Incinerate. Now we're talking. That's gonna be some insane combos, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, I instantly wanted to play Destro. I've never played Destro in Classic WoW, so with this, it's looking absolutely insane, so I might be a Destro main. Either way, we also have some suggested combos for Affliction, so we have this one right here, Everlasting Affliction, Soul Siphon and Haunt. I feel like these three are kind of mandatory if you're playing Affliction, but you can, of course, mix and match as you want. You can basically swap out a rune out of combat for every single boss, but I feel like for Affliction, these just make sense. And then we have a fourth build that I wanted to make. It's called Demonology / Support. Here I've put Demonic Pact, Shadowbolt Valley, and Demonic Tactics, but the major thing here is Demonic Pact. You can just mix and match the other ones as you want, but Demonic Pact basically just to have a support, because this one right here, if you have a heavy spell power group, buffing everyone else is very important, but if you're the only spell power dude, then maybe buffing isn't really that important after all. So once again, mix and match based on your group setup or your raid setup. Either way, that is a quick overview of the Warlock class in Seasonal Discovery. If you're playing a Warlock, please let me know which class, or not which class, which spec you're playing. Are you going to be Affliction, Demonology? Are you going to be tanking? Are you going to be Affliction, Destruction? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm kind of like, I really want to play both Destro and also Demonology for tanking. They have said that we might be seeing the return, or not even the return, but the implementation of dual spec in Seasonal Discovery. The question is, will we have that at level 25? If we do, I'm gonna both be tanking and playing Destro. Otherwise, I might have to pick one until we get dual spec. Either way, if you're playing, let me know in the comments down below, and once again, I would really appreciate some feedback on the class series, so if you have anything to add or anything you want to see done different, let me know in the comments down below. Just a quick overview on the Warlock class as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe for more Season of Discovery content, and thank you so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.